Check. Check. Check, check, check. Why is this not working? Oh, what the fuck? There we go. Check. Check, check. Check. DJ Mike Mini. One day this will work right off the bat. Check, check. Check. There we go. All right. Hey, Kuma, D, Volker, how are you guys? Make sure you can hear me all right. Check, check. Yep, sounds good. Make sure we can hear. Everton. The track I'm working on. Check, check. Yep, sounds good. There's gonna be an echo for a sec. Just ignore it. Yeah, you can submit your donation here for track it back here. Everton. Yeah, nice. The track I'm working on. Check, check. Yep, sounds good. It's gonna keep jumbling now, sorry. It'll stop in a sec. All right. So give a few minutes to let everybody jump into the stream, and then we'll get started, as usual. Do 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 do. Just a heads up that my internet might drop. I'm in Greece. I'm on an island called Rhodes, so the internet sometimes drops, and so just have to bear with me if the internet drops out. I'll jump back in as soon as I can. Should be no more than just a few minutes. Oh, thanks, Kuma. Appreciate it. Yeah, that was a track that I did a long time ago, like 3 years ago, and I just finally was able to release it with Mango Alley. It was actually, there's a funny story behind it. I'm gonna post a story about that later because there is quite a funny story behind that, and I want to share that with everybody because it's hopefully inspirational. We'll start at 10 after 9 for sure. That's we'll start at 10 after or 10 after 8 wherever you're from, but just 3 more minutes and then we'll get started. Do Come on, SoundCloud. Oh, I hope this isn't the same issue as before. No, it seems to be fine. Hey Karen, how are you? Oh, the voice is doubling. Okay, it keeps happening. Let me try this. Check. Can you hear me at all, or is it cut off now? Check, check, check. Okay. It's weird because on my OBS it literally says that the microphone is muted, but it still is the only way for it to come through. Interesting. Ale Maloney, thanks for the donation. You can submit your track in the chat now. Please use the SoundCloud link with downloads enables. Last day, thank you all as well for the donation. And you can do the same thing. You can put your link in the chat. Interesting. WeTransfer link's fine. Volker, your track was not found. If you could resend it in Patreon. I really hope that stupid SoundCloud glitch isn't happening. Yes, Volker, I'm doing I'll be doing probably in a few days. I'm gonna post a link to my project file for the collaboration thing. Yeah, I was looking into it the other day, making sure that I can share it with everybody on Patreon because it's not in case it's not like my samples or something, but I'm going to do it in a way that is completely legal and I don't have to worry about the samples or anything. And yeah, you'll have a track on my Patreon that you're going to be able to download the product file from something that I worked on, and then if you complete the track, send it back to me for a collaboration. That's basically what I want to do for a lot of the work in progresses that I have. I just think it's a good way to share my tracks with you guys and get give back more to my patrons for the support. Okay. All right, let's go into Ableton. Hold on, I gotta grab them all first. There's some of them are still downloading. Full K, your track didn't come through. The track was not found. Got Kuma and Karen's. Whoops. Let's move this down here. Okay, I got yours now. And Mr. Costa, I got yours as well. Okay, that should be good. Let's get started on the first track, DO5, and then I'll add the other tracks when they're finished downloading. Everybody can hear that. Started on the first track, DO5, and then I'll add the other tracks when they're finished downloading. There we go. Can you hear me okay now? Or is it doubling? This track is great. And sorry, yes. On. I'll say that's the track. Perfect. Wow. Okay, so all I was saying in the chat before when the microphone wasn't working, and please let me know if my voice is doubling up again or if there's an issue. I just have to fix it. I'm on a new computer, so the settings aren't 100% tightened up yet. But wow, D, this is a really, really good track. This is one of my favorites from you for sure. The mix is like perfectly balanced. The kick punches through, it's deep, it's full. The high end's great. Clap is crispy. Katana, you can trick. Can you send your track now? I just had to make you had to give you permission, so you should be able to post it now in the chat, as well as The Last Day and Ella Molina. Make sure you both send your track into the chat. I don't see it yet, so make sure that you post it in there so I can give you feedback. Yeah, D, this is really nice. The bass and the lead and the breakdown, really nice transition. It sounds really good. Build up was huge. I think that what you could try to do as well is don't have the vocal in the first half here. Maybe bring it in here or even bring it in over here. Probably here. Sorry, here. Just let the melody ring out here and have that vocal come in here to spice it up even more in the second part. But yeah, overall, really there's not much feedback I can give you. It's just a really cool track. Seems like the chat liked it as well. So yeah, well done. Anything anybody wants to add, please go ahead in the chat. But I don't know. I'm curious where you would send that if you were gonna try to sign it. Okay, that was good. All right. All right, Katana, I got your track. And B-Tilic, I got your track as well. Thank you for sending in. And yeah, take notes, everybody. This is a really, it's not a busy track, but it's a very full track. And when it's full like this, it's sometimes hard to get a clean mix. And this mix is very well balanced. You can even see with the span. You can see the kick is really pronounced. You have some clean bass here and here, and the high end is not louder than the low end. And it's a very busy track, so the mids are a bit full. But yeah, that's kind of the curve that you want to go for with the clean track. You could probably even push the high end up another dB or two overall, but that's it. Really, really good stuff by D. Thank you so much for that track, and thanks for all the support from D. Up next, we have Meki with Shadows. Yeah, it's always a good thing when there's like not much feedback to give, because obviously it's, you know, there's not much more to improve. Really good stuff. Liking that groove. Nice vocal. Bass line's really nice. You guys couldn't see span? Can't see that? Let me double check. You should be able to see it. Is it not showing up, the span? Should work. There we go, and I think it's working now. This is really nice. That work? I don't know how to fix that. This is really nice too. Okay, so yeah, sorry about that. I'm not sure why it was showing before. I got the 2021 MacBook Pro, but I got it like full terabyte, 32 gigs of RAM, M1 chip. This vibe is super good. This one, vocal's great. Come on. Or if we can just go off my... What's that? Somebody just put an ice cube emoji to say that they're just chilling while they're waiting. That's funny. Never saw that before. Okay, did this work? I'm using my phone now. Hey, look. Oh, a bunch of people left the stream. Perfect. Check. Mm-hmm. Wow, this is the longest I think it's fallen off for. Unable to join. Unable to join. Wi-Fi just like doesn't exist on my computer. Oh my God. There we go. Okay, I think it's back. Luckily, I only have 8 tracks in this stream. Usually, there's like 20. Usually, I have like 22 tracks in the stream. I only have 8, so luckily, I'll be done in like half an hour. This is so lame. Yeah, I guess it's not feasible. Someone's like, "Are you in the Middle East or something?" You'd think. It's weird how it's just connected, but it's weird how it's just like why? I don't know. Honestly, luckily there's only 12 people in here, so it's not like it's not like a lot of people are seeing this.
Can I see you?
It's frozen. Yep. I'll try my phone again. No, my phone won't work either. Uh, just gonna unplug the internet and plug it back in because that's the only thing I can think of to do. Just leave it at it? No, that's probably gonna be that.
It's not. They're not.
Okay. I think the problem too is they're using an extender. So like their Wi-Fi is probably downstairs and they're using an extender, which unless you have I mean if they have 2.4 gigahertz, it'll go through the walls, but 5G doesn't really go through walls because it's a higher frequency. Okay, let's try this. Oh, I think we have liftoff. It's weird. It's like when it's pretty fast. Right. I hope. Maybe, maybe not. I think it went out again. Now it's not loading my CSS. What the hell? You guys can hear me? You can hear and see me. Yay. All right, let's really hope that doesn't happen again because that was a huge pain. All right. I'm just gonna start it from back here. Everybody can hear that? Check. Can you hear me again? What the heck? That shouldn't happen because my microphone's on, it's showing signal. Okay, I was gonna say, so sorry to Mikey for interrupting this track over and over again, but this track is really nice. The vocal sounds beautiful in this, both vocal clips you have. Main thing for me is the kick could have a bit more top end to it. It's a little bit knocky right now, like a little bit rounded. Yeah, exactly. Donate to Greece, the island of Greece, to get better internet. The vocal's great, the drum groove is great, the clap is great. The hats could have a tiny bit more volume. Oh boy. Yeah, that clap is really nice. Beautiful track. Really, really nice. I want to make sure that we all heard that. Yeah, thanks, Katana. It's definitely frustrating, but nothing I can really do. I don't want to not do the stream, but if it's not worth it for you guys, then I can just, I don't know. I'd have to wait till like next week to get to a different place, and even then the internet might not be better. Let me see how it looks on my phone. Sorry? No, people are just saying it's like really, really choppy. As long as the music works, I think it'll be fine. So if the music's working, I'll just keep going. Is the sound working for everybody? My upload speed is 0.09. Yeah, it's really bad. It should be like 10 to 15 minimum, and it's 0.09. Um, yeah, yeah, definitely. Let's see if it's good to come through. Uh, Next stream I'll be in. Oh, I'll try and do Canada. I'll be in Canada in last. I might just wait a month and do the last day of the year. Oh my god, last day of the month. Can't speak. What is going on? Why don't you hear music? What the heck? It's frozen, yep. This makes no sense. Okay. I think the problem too is they're using an extender. So like they're
You could hear
downstairs and, like,
I
using an
think
extender, which unless you have I think if they have 2.4 gigahertz, it'll go through the walls, but 5G doesn't really go through walls.
it heard all of our conversation. I think there's a huge delay, so now it's just like catching up on everything I said. So it's like, oh yeah, 5 gigahertz, blah blah blah. And my chat is just like, yeah, we don't hear anything. Oh my gosh, that's so funny. That's actually so funny. Let me just double check. All right, down Production Academy. Okay, let's just see where the live stream is at. Okay, live stream is good.
Maybe, maybe not. I think it went out again.
Oh wow, it is so far behind. What? Well, it's like 3 or 4 minutes behind. Sorry, but it's gonna be so funny because now I'm like catching up in real time on the stream. By the time they hear this, it's gonna be so far ahead. As I'm chatting, I'm explaining the things that they're still hearing like 3 or 4 minutes ago. Okay, so chat. I'm gonna write this as I say it. It is 9:47 as I'm saying this. Okay. So the stream is about 3 to 4 minutes behind somehow. Back from time travel, apparently, yes. So I'm going to try my best to deal with the chat being so far behind because you guys won't see it until 3 or 4 minutes after I do anything. I have to go back in time in the chat, exactly. So we're gonna listen to this North Cat track. Neki, this track was really nice. Clap sounds amazing. Kick could have a tiny bit more hop end to make it not so round sounding. The vocals are great. The drum groove is great. The hi-hats, I think, could have a tiny bit more volume or a tiny bit more high end, and that would help them cut through the mix. Everything else, arrangement-wise, is pretty good. It is a little bit long here, but I think that it still works. You still keep it interesting by changing up the vocals, so that's actually really cool. I think that's all good. I would actually probably play this track, so if you want, you can send it to me when it's all finished, and I'll try and play it out. Up next, we have North Cat, E-Spirit. Luckily, we don't have too many tracks to go through today, so that's going to make things at least a little bit easier with the bad internet connection. Yes, I also think the vocal could have been a little bit louder. That's a good shout, D. Volker, 1.21 gigawatts. That's so funny. Marty, your track. You need to increase your kick, Marty. Oh, I think I've heard this one before. Maybe it's an updated version. Thanks for bearing with me, everybody. Very, very much appreciated. Already downloaded. Okay. We listened to this one already? No, we didn't. We must let's do it in a different stream or something. I poured what? Oh. Sorry? That's mine, I think. I just forgot it over there. Your hair is so frazzled in the back. Thank you. Loving the vibe of this one so far. Teamwork makes a dream work. Something. Hashtag blessed influencer. It's funny because now the internet connection says excellent. Maybe the internet is the friends we made along the way. Oh.
Quite the quiet stream. You guys think that everybody's just away for the holidays or like busy doing summer stuff? This is the quietest stream we've had in years. Yeah, it's 9:52 p.m. for me right now, so I wonder when you will see this. Nice. Absolutely love that lead sound. Okay. How far back is everybody? What time is it for everybody in the chat? I'm saying this at 9:54. Because it seems like other people are at different times. Okay. Overall, love this track. Love that lead sound coming in. Breakdown transitions nicely. Yeah. You filled the track up nicely. The bass line sounds good and full. Baseline probably could use a little bit more clarity, maybe EQ out around 200 to 400 hertz. Just a simple cut. Something like this. Even just like 2 dB, just to clean up that low end just a little bit. It feels like it's just a bit too boomy, I guess, the mids, the bass. So I think that would sound good. Just a little scoop there. And overall, it's really, really nice track. Kick definitely needs to be turned up a little bit. The vibe is great. I was going to say that the open hat could use a bit more crisp to it, but then you added in that extra layer and it sounded really good. Love the drums coming back into the breakdown. That was really good. Love the way the new lead comes into the build-up. And the drop sounded okay, but the build-up and transition into the drop lacked a little bit for me. It just felt like it was not really transitional. It was like a build-up. It started to build, and then the track just kind of dropped back in. There was no transition, and it kind of felt a little bit like the drop was a little bit premature coming in, and just I didn't feel like the drop was about to happen, and then it happened. And then also the shakers could be turned up a little bit, but that's more of a personal preference. Overall, really nice track. Really, really nice. Up ahead, we have Karen Fagan with I've Been Waiting. Let me turn this down, my bad. Ooh, tech housey. Oh my gosh, yeah. Some of you guys are almost 10 minutes behind.
What? Thanks.
So, unfortunately, Karen, I believe you exported this track in mono because it's totally in mono right now. All right, there's no... If anybody wants to give their feedback on any of the tracks, just make sure that you're writing which track it is, because otherwise if you say something, somebody else might get it way later and it might be when we're listening to a different track. This is really tech house for you, Karen. This is quite different than I expected, but it's quite nice. That's really good. Drums sound good. Oops. Synths are really nice. Nice. Yeah, really nice track by you, Karen. There's definitely a different vibe, but it's sounding really nice. Very tech housey, but the mix and the arrangement sounds good. I want to hear it in stereo,
but the mono mix sounded really good. So that's actually a really good positive, that if it sounds good in mono, it's probably going to sound good in stereo. The vibe overall, high energy, everything worked well. It didn't feel too crowded, which is something that I find in some of your tracks, that there's a lot of ideas that are competing for that space, a lot of the tracks that you've submitted on the stream. So this one feels like everything has its own place and you haven't overcooked the track. This is definitely one of the better produced ones I've heard from you. So well done on that. Improvement wise, definitely put it in stereo. Honestly, the track sounds really well balanced. Looks like maybe the sub of the kick could be a little bit louder, so that the sub can be up in volume a little bit, and that's really all that I'm hearing. It has that nice, like, gritty, housey feel as well. Maybe the hi-hats are a touch too loud in this section. Maybe bring the high end down 1 or 2 dB overall. That's it. Really well done. Up next, we have full K. I'm going to try and skip through a little bit of these tracks now, just so we can get through all of them before the internet drops again. D, thanks for hanging out, man. Always a pleasure. Enjoy the movie. And when I see this in 4 minutes, yep. Okay, so Katana looks like you're only 1 minute behind me. Oh, same with you, Kuma. Oh, same with Volker. This is 10:03 for me. This is nice already. Ooh. This is sounding very clean.
bends time.
Vocals really cool.
Do something unexpected. When it bends,
No worries, Karen.
time.
This breakdown's really nice. Oh. Oh no. This is so sick. This is hands, yeah, okay. This is hands down the best track I think that you've ever done, Volker. This is, I would 100% play this. I definitely want this when it's finished. This is really, really cool. It's much more mature sounding. The grooves are really tight. The energy is a bit lower than your usual stuff. You don't see your track in the lineup. Oh, shoot. Let me make sure. Let me know if you see it now. Yeah, Volker, the energy is lower, but still really full on. I love that you have two different leads, but they don't conflict. They don't overlap. They don't sound like they're out of each other's realms. They sound like they work together. And I was worried that the track was going to feel too long, but the way that you've organized it and arranged it, it feels like such a journey of a track, and it still feels really club friendly. This would be such a good track to play live. Like, I love that lead. I would turn this lead up a little bit. And maybe open it up a little bit more with cutoff. Yeah, definitely open it up a little bit in volume. Open up the cutoff and turn it up in volume.
The vocal sounds super cool.
Benz.
I didn't love the fake drop. Was it a fake drop or did I just count wrong?
Todd.
The build-up is insane. I think you need a little bit more in the drop here as well. I don't know if it just needs a bit more white noise or a bit more drums. It just feels like the drop is just a little bit underwhelming, like 5 or 10%. It's very subtle. Maybe even just some white noise would fix this, but I'm rooting for you on this track because this is a really good track. Like this should definitely be signed somewhere. I think the mix needs to be cleaned up a little bit. Just the kick needs to cut through a bit better. Hello, Maddie? From Argentina? Yeah, dude, this is really, really good. Feel free to book a session with me. I know that you just booked one. If you want to book a session with me to go over this, I would be happy to. But if not, then increase the top end and the kick a little bit, increase the volume of that lead a little bit. And I think that's it, really. I love the vocal there. Yeah, you're back. You're back in full force. This is awesome. I'm so happy to hear that you're writing stuff again because I know that you were taking a bit of a breather. This is really, really cool. Well done. I'm stoked for you, to be honest. I'm genuinely really stoked. All right. We have to kind of get through these. There's still a few left. Kuma, do you see yours now? Sorry. All right, let's keep going. Let me check to make sure. Trim the volume a little bit. Pretty big techno-y kick.
Hey Dennis, how are you? Or Dinesh, sorry. Breakdown's cool, got some nice elements. Nice. Sounds really good. So mix isn't bad at all. The shakers feel a tiny, like 5 or 10% off timing. They're just a little bit too swingy. But the mix is actually quite good. It's just that when there's no drums here, when there's no kick, you can even see how much the volume changes. Right, the hi-hats and the clap turn up so much. So you must have some sort of sidechain issue. So you must be sidechaining the drum bus or something, the drum group, and that's what's happening. But overall, the breakdown, nice elements, but it needs a bit more width and space. It all feels very like in the center, and it just feels like it's all in the same area frequency-wise. You need some bit of change in there, some movement, or just like some space that each of the synths can feel like they're kind of in their own space. It just all feels like one large mid-present sound. So you have to try and change the octave of sounds or EQ, sidechain, or pan and use reverbs and stuff to make them each have their own space. Drop sounded great when it came back in, actually. Great for the track, and then some nice ideas, but that synth at the end is not the best. It's a little bit like trumpety, and it kind of just sounds a little bit amateur, just slightly. But the overall vibe was nice with this track. Anything that I miss? Nope, that's good. All right. Kuma, do you see your track? Let me check the... Yeah, my pleasure. Up next, we have Blurred. Okay, I'm just gonna add your truck in. All right. Noise 5. My time on the stream now is 10:23. Breakdown's a little bit repetitive. Kick could definitely be louder. So at that part, you could probably cut more of the low end out of the track so that it builds up more, because right now it kind of builds up, but there's a lot of bass. And when the bass and kick come back in, there's not a lot of power. But I like what you've done with the drop here. It sounds really cool. Overall, really nice track. The kick needs to come up. The rest of the drums sound pretty good, but that kick definitely needs to come up in power. That drop definitely needed some work. Oh, sorry, the build up. The build-up wasn't, the breakdown wasn't super interesting either. I think adding a new element like a lead or some sort of melody or some sort of atmospheric thing to make that breakdown more interesting would be really beneficial. The groove and everything else is pretty good. So just those couple things. Katana, can you change my track? Current track Master Club would want it changed to this, or you'll kill me for the kick drum. I know. Okay, let me make you moderator again so you can now repost the track in the chat. I don't see it right now because you weren't a moderator. So just, oops, go ahead and send that in the chat again and I'll do that. Up next, we have Inaki with Paralysis. Nice vibes on this one.
Oh, this is sick. Oh, this is a really cool track. I definitely want you to send this to me. It is a really cool track. Can you send this to me, please, when it's done? Francesco, yeah, we can put you in. Yeah, it's a really tight track. Okay. I don't really have any feedback for it, to be honest. There's really nothing I would change. I don't know about anybody else, but I think it's a really cool vibe. It's really unique. It has a lot of really groovy elements. I would absolutely love to play this in like a pretty long set. Yeah, I would definitely play that. I'm not really sure what to say to that. I'm sorry that I can't give you more feedback on it. It sounds really finished to me. Maybe a tiny bit brighter overall is the only thing I can think of. Just maybe a little bit more high end in the track. Okay, let's grab this track here. This is the one that I just took out, but I'm just replacing it with the new version. Well done, Inaki, by the way.
Very cool chords. Wow, nice. That's so cool. The bass is so heavy. The last day I don't see it. Can you send it again? I have to... Okay, honestly not sure what kind of feedback to give for this. This is a very unique track. The only thing I thought of, you could have a tiny bit more brightness in the supersaws here. Just a tiny bit. Okay, I got your track now, the last day. The only other thing is your kick is very sub-heavy. Like very, very sub-heavy. Maybe it would be better to try a higher pitched kick so that it doesn't interfere with the sub of your bass. But wow, what an insanely cool track. The amount of effort that goes into writing music like this is just beyond me. Well done. It reminds me of Beat Saber music. But I could never do something like that. Just really, really impressive stuff. Up next, we have A Deeper Groove with Dahlia. And sorry that I can't give too much more feedback on this. To be honest, it sounds really finished, really polished, and really good. There's not much more I would suggest. Really, really cool track. It's just that kick was the only thing I think might help. Alright. Okay, I got your track. Francisco Ruiz, you have to make your track downloadable, please. That rhymed. Well, that's sounding good.
Very nice vibe on this one. It's consistent. It doesn't need so much more. Right? It's more of like a good opening or like mid-track. Super cool track. I think I've heard this before. Have you sent this to me before, right? I think or did we do coaching on it? It's hard to remember what tracks I listened to, but I would definitely play this too. So please send this to me when you're done. Track overall is maybe a little bit too long, but it's got a nice idea. It's got a nice flow. It's really interesting. Like, it's interesting the whole way through, even though it's not that interesting of a track, if you know what I mean. It doesn't do much, but I think that's kind of the point. Is it's just a really chill, like, track that just plays all the way through, and it just keeps your attention. It's nothing like, nothing crazy. It's just there to give the track some, to make it interesting and to keep the track just kind of going along, which I really like. I like the vibe of it quite a bit, so yeah, I really enjoyed that one. I would definitely play that, so please send that to me as well. I think the choice of percussion is really cool as well. The kick, everything. Yeah, I really, really like that. I wouldn't really change anything else on it. I would maybe turn those tambourines up a couple dB, like 1 or 2. And then maybe you could add in some other extra drum layer of the hi-hats here, like a ride or something very quietly in the background, just to make it a bit more interesting. And I think just shorten the length of it a little bit. Up next, we have finally Cicada. And then we have 2 more. For some reason, this track is not downloading. I don't know why. If it downloads the track, I can't download it. Every time I try, it fails. I try again. Nice vibe on this one. Breakdown's a little bit boring. Well, that's crazy, Katana, because your music's really cool. I really enjoy it. It's quite impressive, actually, the mixing and mastering that you do. Alright, we have the last track loaded in now. Yeah, this part was a little bit too repetitive, a little bit boring. I like the build-up though, to be honest. The kick sounds a little bit distorted. The drop's really nice though. Okay, some nice ideas here. I like the build up a lot, but this part felt a little bit boring and a little bit repetitive. Kick is a little bit too quiet. It's like really quiet actually. It just lacks a lot of power even with the hi-hat. I think the clap could be a little bit more present, and I think that the kick is just a little bit too quiet, but love the lead. Very Eric Prydz. Maybe you could add some shakers in here or at some point to keep the track moving along. Like the groove and everything is good. There's some great elements in here. This breakdown's just a little bit too repetitive, too boring. Just one more element in here, like a vocal, like not even a vocal, but like a deep, like whoop, whoop, whoop type vocal or something would sound cool. Maybe an atmosphere or something, just something to keep this a bit unique. And then the drop and everything sounds really, really nice. Cool track. And then the kick is just too quiet. Reminds me of early Eric Prydz for sure. Up next, we have Papa Kuma with Wow. Okay, so the track lacks a lot of high end. The kick needs more high end. The synths need more high end. The hats actually sound pretty decent. Vocals are cool. Yeah, the elements are cool, but they're just all lacking a bit of clarity and high end. So I would definitely increase those quite a bit to get a bit more full high end out of there. Yeah, really cool track though. I love the ideas and I'm excited to hear what it sounds like when it's done. Add some clarity to the kick, synths, and the drums and the bass and everything. And maybe a higher pitched kick would also help because that one's pretty low and powerful and beefy and it might be just a bit too subby. But really cool track. I'm excited to hear that when it's finished. It's nice. I would turn the bass synth up as well. The bass synth feels a bit quiet in the mix. Maybe turning that up would also help. Hey Mason, how are you, buddy? And just a reminder to everybody that I'm going to be posting something in Patreon this upcoming week. It's going to be a full, or like mostly full project file that I've been working on. And you're going to be able to have all of the preset sample. It's going to be a project that I'm finished with that you get to work on. And you can send it to me if you want to collaborate on it or anything. It's going to be a big one. I really want to work on my Patreon some more. It's been a while since I've been putting a lot of effort into the Patreon. So there's going to be some new stuff coming on Patreon shortly. Skip ahead some of this. Drum mix sounds pretty good. That ride sounds like it's a little bit off timing. It just sounds a little bit off the hat. Also here would be better if there was a bit of a transition. It just kind of cuts out and that doesn't really transition well. The mix is a little bit muddy. Needs some clarity for sure. That vocal's really cool. Nice drop. Some sounds in here are nice. It just needs a bit more clarity and presence overall in the mix. Like the kick and the drums sound good. But I think the synths, just overall the synths feel like they're too far back. The kick is a bit boomy. Not even, it's the bass line. The bass line's a bit too loud. Just slightly the bass line's too loud, and then the drums sound good, but the synths are... You need to bring one of those synths up for sure. One of the synths needs to be in the main part of the track, because right now it feels like everything's too quiet. But if you bring all the synths up, then it's going to make your drums and kick and bass feel quieter. You need to just choose one main sound, maybe that main pluck. Bring that one up like 3 to 5 dB and make that one the main one, and then the other sounds will be like ear candies. But you need that main synth to come up, otherwise all the synths are going to sound farther back in the mix. Like all those synths and atmospheres sound good, it's just you need a main one to come up, otherwise the synths just sound too far. But everything else sounds pretty good. Pretty balanced mix. The arrangement's pretty decent. Overall it's a decent track. Anything else actually? No, it's nice vibe. Doesn't try to be anything super special. It's just a nice solid track all the way through. All right, we got the last track here. With this one, the sub bass is a bit distorted, like the kick's a bit distorted. I like that synth a lot though. The sounds really cool. Yeah, the sub is just too loud in this one. Nice ideas, Misfits, filling up nicely. one to end on. The track's really nice. Drum. The kick is a little bit round. I think it's kind of hard to cut through the mix. Like it's a bit too like a little bit rounded. I think a bit more crispiness in the top end would help, and a little bit of an EQ cut out around maybe here on the kick. Maybe around there somewhere. The drums sound really nice. Well, they're written nicely. I think they could be a little bit louder. The synths are taking, I mean, they're probably fine where they are for this style, but they could be a little bit louder. Mostly just the hi-hats. Clap sits really well. The synths build up quite a bit here. They're a little bit too full on at some point. But I think if you bring the hi-hat up, it'll help that. And maybe just that it's limited pretty heavily. So maybe the limiter is just working pretty hard and it's squishing it. But overall, really cool track. This part was also a little bit muddy. It was very crowded with all the sounds and the vocals hard to hear. But you can't really hear the vocal there. So I think squish that other stuff out of the way for the vocal to come in. And that will really help using sidechain or just turning it down. And that's it. It is after 11 o'clock. And despite only having 14 tracks, this was a really long stream. So thank you everybody very much for tuning in. Thank you for the support. Like I said, I'm going to have some new stuff coming out on Patreon probably in the next few days. I really want to pay more pay more back to the patrons for the support they've been giving me in the kind of slower months that I've been so busy touring and stuff, and I haven't been able to give my all to YouTube and to Patreon. So keep an eye out for that. Thanks everybody for tuning into the stream, the donations, everything, and I will see everybody online. I also have another YouTube video coming out maybe 2 weeks, and yeah, enjoy everybody.